One thing that's really gotten me down during COVID was having to cancel my wedding back in April. When I was just 3 weeks out, I did feel a little gypped, and it was really, really frustrating. Things that have helped me keep going forward is just constantly thinking positively and looking at the bigger picture, because at the end of the day, just because something doesn't get to happen right now doesn't mean it doesn't get to happen. And when it does happen, doesn't mean it's not going to be just as good.
The toughest thing for me about lockdown has been being away from my friends and family, being unable to really connect with them easily, to see them, to just visit them and hug them. One thing that always helps me is exercise, whether it is to go walking or running, doing Muay Thai, it's just to get out there.
One thing that really brought me down, or one word, if I could say, that really impacted me the most this year would be, of course, isolation. What really helped me deal with this is one thing that is really accessible to all of us, and that is music. So no matter what you're doing throughout the day, whether it may be some mundane tasks that you do on a regular basis, such as cleaning or taking a shower, music is something that can really add more color to your day.
I think one of the most difficult things about isolation life for me has been the uncertainty of not knowing how long this was gonna last for. Something that has been very useful for me during these times has been connecting with nature in whichever form you can.
One thing that's been hard for me recently is that feeling of being stuck inside, not being able to go out and do things, and not being able to see my friends and my family. Something that's helped me get through this though is being able to connect through social media with my friends and family, and being able to video chat often.
The toughest thing for me at the moment is not being able to travel. I absolutely love to get out and about and explore new places. However, with the borders currently being shut, I'm stuck at home, which is pretty difficult for me. One thing that helps me when I'm feeling a little bit down is getting outside and playing sport. I find that being outdoors in the fresh air really helps.
One thing I've found quite difficult over the last few months is the fact that I've not been able to see family and friends who live overseas. One thing that always really helps me when I'm feeling a bit down is to look after myself, but also to look after others, especially my loved ones.
Not being able to plan things, I found that really the hardest. Not being able to plan to do simple things like go to the shops, or fun things like going to a sporting event, even planning a holiday. Taking those things out and I guess really trying to rediscover what are the things you really look forward to and what are the things you find exciting.
One of the key struggles I faced during lockdown was the lack of face-to-face communication with my work colleagues. What helped me during COVID? Exercise was a big part of my daily life. Eating well, hydration with lots of water, and meditation.
If you can today, phone a friend, phone a loved one, or even a stranger or a colleague who's looking down, and just ask them, are you okay? And all you have to do is listen, nothing else.
And on this Are You Okay Day, I think it's very important to make that extra effort and connect in any way that you possibly can.
Keep your head up. Just know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and at the end of the day, everything's going to be okay.
Reach out to your loved ones as often as possible. Ask them how they're really doing. Tell them how you're really doing, because you'll feel a lot better afterwards, especially if you haven't seen them in a while.
Pick up the phone, ask a friend or a colleague, are you okay? Remember, it's okay not to be okay.
Try and let go of the things that we don't have control of and that we can't change. Try and make the best of it. Try and see the opportunities and see what it could do for you.
Remember that you're not alone. Always reach out and chat to someone, whether that's family, friends, or a professional. Even if you think your problems are insignificant, chances are that someone's always there to listen, and you'll feel much better afterwards.
We're all responsible for asking, are you okay? And it might be a family member, it might be a friend, it might be a neighbour, it might be a work colleague. If they're not doing too well, or you get a bit of a sense there's something not right, maybe they're not quite themselves, I think they're the signs that we really can't ignore. And that's where we need to take that step and ask them, are you okay? And start that conversation. And it might be the very conversation that you start, which is the very conversation they've been wanting to have for some time.